Hi everyone, welcome to Mabuhai Maxima. This is the podcast that encourages you to experience happiness, compassion, and kindness in a world that really tempts you not to. And this is MR, your host. Hello everyone. Hi everyone, welcome to episode 17. This is MR, your host. Yes, we are back to our regular scheduled programming. Hello. So this episode is inspired by the gospel that I've listened to last Sunday. So I hope that it will help you somehow and will keep you inspired, like me. So first, I would like to apologize for the delay of the release of this episode, but the important part is, here I am. I'm still gonna continue this part doing blanket stories. Speaking of blanket stories, it's already up on Spotify. Please do check it out. It's Blanket Stories. And yes, it is still made by me, MR Maximo. And just a little gist, it is a podcast wherein I read aloud short stories or poems of the genres of romance, slice of life, drama, or fantasy in a manner that will help you fall asleep. Thus, blanket stories. Like, imagine yourself curled up at the side of your bed with a blanket around you, reading a book beside the steaming cup of hot cocoa. Yes, that does really sound nice right now, except that it's really, really, really hot here in Metro Manila right now. So even if I want to do that, I can't. I'd rather have my hot chocolate iced. So yeah, back to the program. So this is episode 17, How to Find Your Passion. So first things first, let us define passion. Like, go check it out on Wikipedia, on your local dictionary or anything. But for me, passion is that thin line between hate and love. You know when they say that, you know that song? When I hate how much I love you, boy, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to sing that any further, but you know that song. And I feel that thin line between hate and love is called passion. Why? Because for me, passion is something that you don't feel like doing. Even there will be days where you don't feel like doing it, but you will do it anyway because deep down inside you know you love it. So to make it clearer, say you'll go to work. You don't like going to work, but you're gonna do it anyway because, well, it's work. That is called stress. Now, if you go to work, and of course there are days that no matter how much you love it, you'll be lazy, you don't feel like it, but you'll go anyway because deep down in your heart, you know that work keeps you alive, that work keeps you inspired, and it just keeps you motivated. And for me, that there is passion. Sometimes you want to do it, sometimes you don't want to do it. It's hard, but you do it anyway because you love it. So let me share about how I found my passion. Like, growing up, I saw my brother. Ever since I was in high school, my students know this, my mentees know this. And I even told this in my first Impact interview as a cabin crew that I grew up seeing my brother go to work way before I wake up to go to school, and I go home and my brother's not even home yet. Then he will go home really late at night, like really, really late at night, and he will do the same cycle every day. And there's one thing that I have noticed, it is that regardless of how tired or how drowsy or sleepy or drained he looks, he still has that smile on his face. Obviously, he loved it so much. He loved being a flight attendant so much. And I was jealous because I wanted that too. I wanted to be in a job wherein I will not feel that it's work. As the saying goes, love what you do and you won't have to work for the rest of your life. I really, really want that for myself. So that was my main motivation. And at the same time, well, as you may know, my mom forced me to be a flight attendant, conditioned me to be a flight attendant. So that was my story. And honestly, so while I was training myself and preparing myself to be a flight attendant, I did not know really what I really wanted. Like for me, I just wanted to be a flight attendant because one, my mom said so, and I wanted to make my mom happy. And two, well, my brother seemed happy, so maybe that's my key to happiness as well. You know, the pursuit of happiness. And it wasn't until I experienced my very first flight that I have realized my true passion. It's not flying, it's not traveling, it's customer service. As for my constant listeners, thank you very much. As you may already know this by now, like customer service is really in my blood. Like it really gives me a boost of confidence, happiness, and all the good feelings whenever I am able to properly serve my passengers. Like, fast forward to 6 years, I will admit that there are days wherein I don't feel like working. I mean, I'm human. There are some days I don't feel like going to work. I feel lazy. I feel burned out. I just don't feel like it. I mean, it's part of life. And for some reason, I will still keep on going because I know deep down inside, and it's almost always true. I'm just saying almost always because I could not even really remember a time that it's not true. Just making sure, so almost always. So it's almost always true that I would wake up, be lazy as I prep myself, put on my uniform, put on the makeup, travel to the office. But the moment I step in the airport, it's like 180-degree turn. I'm like, showtime, career mode, flight attendant mode, customer service mode. It's like I've been possessed by this want, by this purpose. Suddenly, the moment that I step in the airport, no matter how lazy or bummed up or sick I feel going to work. And it's like I have this adrenaline, this high. It never fails. Whenever I step in the airport in my uniform and I know that I'm going to work, I know that I'm a few moments away from being in an airplane, preparing all of the stuff that I need, and moments away from greeting my passengers on board and take the flight. And it's a bit difficult for me to zone in on my true passion, which is customer service, because I am a girl who is interested in a lot of things. I am way too curious for my own good. I'm way too zealous about all the things around me. I always have this inclination to always learn something new. So I'm interested in books, movies, art, cooking, baking, pop culture, history, current events, blah blah blah. Technically, I like a lot of things, so it's really hard for me to zone in into what I really love. And I guess it takes a lot to be able to pinpoint which of the things that you really like are just hobbies, which are things that are just stuff that you are interested for the moment, or which are the things that you're really passionate about. So yeah, how do you find your passion? For me, what you can do is, one, you should check on your talents and abilities. Like for example, if you like making art and or writing, or you like wearing different outfits, mix and match and doing styling, or you like playing video games, no matter how mundane your interest, your talent, or your capability, or whatever you know that you're good at, no matter how simple or complex it may sound, it will, it will lead you to the path to your passion. Because honestly, growing up, I thought I would be a visual artist. I really thought that I would be, I would have art exhibits all over the Philippines and whatever and whatnot. Well, lo and behold, it did not happen. But I am glad because I realized that it's not for me. My heart does not belong in art, no matter how good I claim myself to be. So yeah, check on your talents and abilities because, like for example, for me, I was not able to have a proper career in art, but the values, the discipline, and the actual art of doing art helped me in towards my journey here in life. Like for example, doing art, especially painting. My God, painting takes a lot of time, effort, discipline, and honestly, really a lot of patience because you have to wait for the paint to dry and you have to wait for the paint to dry. You have to condition yourself to not be frustrated if the thing that you're thinking of in your head is not exactly the same thing that's coming out on paper or on the canvas, And at the same time, it also teaches me how to be resourceful. Like for example, if I only have 3 paints and I needed, let's say, 10 colors, how can I make those 10 colors out of 3 paints? It teaches you how to be resourceful. So zoning on checking out your talents and abilities is also asking yourself what interests you. Like, as a personal experience for the life of me, I have been reading for as long as I remember. I mean, my first love is books, not actually art. My first love is books. But it wasn't until I actually started flying was when I realized that, I can write. I mean, I have almost 2 decades of reading, and writing has never even crossed my mind. And yeah, I realized that I'm really passionate about not just customer service. One of the reasons why I'm actually passionate about customer service because I feel that I am a supporting character in the story of someone's person's life, being able to put a smile on their face or being able to cater to their needs adds to a happy chapter in their life. And that gives me a little insight, that little happy goody feeling. And yeah, so as a writer, I like to be a good part in another person's story. It also gives me the drive to make good stories, to leave an impact to my readers. So yeah, writing. So yeah, check on your talents and abilities. Ask yourself what interests you. And I also believe that what you can do as a person highly influences who you are as a person. So that's why I believe having hobbies and talents and side projects is really, really important because it hones the kind of skills that you need to improve as a person, not just in your career. Like for example, it hones your compassion towards others, your patience, your hospitality, your sincerity, your integrity. So putting all of those things together, you will be able to find something that caters to all of the major aspects or important things that are in your life. It satisfies that mental need wherein you get that mental exercise, at the same time you get that emotional exercise, and it also caters to that social instinct to be able to bond and connect with others. So I believe what makes a passion really full and whole is when it does not only cater to you, but it also caters to the people around you or the people who are important to you. Because being able to have that connection with other people, especially the people that you love and care about, is also a satisfaction that your heart and mind needs. And your passion is something that can give you all of that. Okay. Now, let's say you're gonna ask me, but MR, I'm not really sure because I don't have that many hobbies or talents. Or let's say, yeah, I used to play basketball, but I haven't done it in a very, very long time. I don't know anymore if I'm really passionate about it like I used to. Then it's okay. You know what? It's okay. I guess being here in this ECQ is the perfect time for you to try something new. I mean, it would not really hurt. You would be really surprised, as I have mentioned in my previous episodes, how I got myself involved in writing. I just really tried it out. I didn't think that, I must be a really good writer. Might as well try it. No, I just, out of instinct, took a pen and a piece of paper and started writing it down because I was really bummed out at the time, to be honest, like really, really bummed out and burned out with cabin crew training that I needed a place to vent out. And yeah, that was my instinct. Pen, paper, write, boom. And lo and behold, that's how my writing thing started. So try something new, especially here in ECQ, where I do understand that the long days of being isolated or being inside the house can really drain the happiness and the hope out of one's person. And you might feel that you're alone or that you're hopeless. And I understand. I honestly do understand that feeling. And I guess trying something new will, one, be able to take your mind off things, and two, it might be a way for you to vent out those feelings, especially when you have nothing or no one to vent out to. You have to release that, and maybe that thing that you will vent out on will be your, lo and behold, your next passion project, Yeah, so do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to try something new, because honestly, there's nothing to lose. There's really, really nothing to lose. And honestly, everything to gain. Like, I saw this episode on Big Bang Theory. I honestly forgot what season is this already, right? It's already in the second half of the whole series, wherein Penny was a bit jealous of the rest of the gang we're in because they were really interested in comic books and science and everything, and Penny doesn't really have that thing wherein she's really, really interested in. Well, except it's shoes, but she doesn't even consider that. So, I guess having your passion fills a void in your life and makes your life more interesting, in a way, interesting to you. I mean, you have something to look forward to. You have something that you're like, oh my god, I'm going to do this, I can't wait. I mean, that feeling is it's like a drug. No, that drug, the kind of drug that makes you happy, not the downer drug. So yeah, it's a really good thing, like a really, really good thing to be able to find your passion. And I hope that if you're listening right now, that you are on your way to finding it. If you already have it, congratulations. And I would really, really love to talk to you about your passion, like how it drives you, how you got started and everything. Because I am starting season 2. By the end of episode 20 will be the end of season 1. I am starting season 2 with the theme of what is your passion project, wherein I will be talking and interviewing a lot of people of different kinds of fields who are passionate about the field that they're in. I honestly don't care if you don't feel that you are very successful in your field. I don't need you to be internet famous. I don't need you to have a PhD. I just need you to be extremely passionate about your field, and I would love to talk to you and feature you in one of my episodes on season 2. All right, so if you feel that you are someone who would love to share your passion to other people, just message me. All right, message me on Facebook, Instagram, or on my website, my website is mabuhaimaxima.com. My Instagram and Facebook is at Mabuhai Maxima, or send me an email at hello@mabuhaimaxima.com. I would really, 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 really love to hear about your story, and I am very sure a lot of people would love to hear about your story as well and be inspired to get on the field that you're in, or even be inspired to have that motivation to find their passion. So yeah, as a recap on how you can find your passion is: 1, check your talents and abilities. 2, ask yourself what interests you. Number 3, define your value statement of what are the values and traits and personalities that you feel that you have, and that you know that can be cultivated even more with your passion. Or if you don't have any of those yet, it's fine. Go try something new. And lastly, don't forget to reflect. Pray. Reflect, pray. Because a lot of finding out your passion really involves a lot of mental exercise, self-reflection, talking to yourself. May it be literally or just in your head. I really don't care and I really don't mind, as long as you get that conversation across, as long as you get something about it, And yeah, so that's it. And for everyone, if you have your passion already going on, I'm so happy for you. If not yet, go for it, look for it. It's an amazing journey of finding your own passion. It's really, really amazing. You'll learn a lot, really a lot about yourself. And most importantly, use your passion to better yourself and be a good contributor to society. Because honestly, we need a lot more contributors in this society, especially nowadays, all right? So yeah, thank you so much for listening. We're at episode 17. Woohoo! Okay, I apologize if this episode does not have an accompanying YouTube video, because my tripod has been snapped at the head, so there's nothing to hold my phone to video, and I don't want to do a selfie the whole 30 minutes or so. So yeah, so I guess I'll be back to doing just plain podcast. I do apologize. I'll try to think of a way to put it back on YouTube, all right? But for the meantime, I hope just listening to me on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or on Google Podcasts. Hello. Hi. Thank you for listening. It will be good enough for now. I swear I'll be back on video. I'm just gonna figure out how will I do it, okay? And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening. And this is MR. You're listening to Mabuhai Maxima. This is episode 17, How to Find Your Passion. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.